Welcome, campers, to Night Camp Horror. As a reminder, please be sure to dispose of all missing limbs before jumping into the pool. Campers, if you're going to use the bow and arrows for murderous activities, please be sure to return them afterwards. All demon summoning books must be checked before reading out loud. Kindly turn off your cell phones. The spirits need their rest. As darkness is upon us, and our campfire begins to burn, we hope you can stay alive for as long as you can.
All right, children, gather around the fire. Gather around the fire, everyone. It's night school horror time. Oh, no, night camp horror. Shit, guys. I'm really bad at this.
Come on, man.
Really bad at this. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be ahead.
It's not fucking hard to do this.
It's the only way to maintain my character, you know? I was full with booze when I put this uniform on. Anyway, children, sit down. We are about to embark on a journey at Sleepaway Camp, talking about Sleepaway Camp. And we are going to dive into it. But first, I am your head camp counselor, Mr. Malave, a.k.a. Matthew Malave. And I have your other head counselors, right? And I have Mr. Tommy James, the Smooth Effects.
Hello?
You know him.
Hello, everyone. I have no idea why we're talking so low. I guess because it's nighttime?
It's nighttime. I'm setting the mood.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Hi, everybody. I hope all the kids are excited today because we're getting ready to talk some Sleepaway Camp. You know that one.
Because they're sleeping.
Oh, they're sleeping. You forgot to mention
sleeping.
That. Oh, this whole episode's going to be a whisper.
I don't know if we can do whispering for a whole hour, but we'll try.
Wait till you see her. Oh. Wait till you see her. Oh.
Wait till you see my owl. All right, I'm sorry, guys. We're about to go crazy here. But your other head counselors, for the ladies, for the girls, in the girls' bunks over there, we have the camp's favorite creep, Sabrina Ace.
Hello, my darlings.
Ooh,
my
that was
precious,
creepy.
my precious little darlings.
Ooh.
Sound like a Sanderson sister.
Are you guys
Come
are you guys having like
children.
light as a feather, stiff as a board?
Listen, we've been playing our little camp games, light as a feather, stiff as a board. We've been playing with the Ouija board. I've been reading them some stories from the Necronomicon. We've been making voodoo dolls. You know, it's been a very, very enriching camp experience.
I have a question for you. Do you have a voodoo doll of us?
If you ever feel relaxed, it's because I took it out on a picnic and gave it fancy whiskey.
Fuck. All right, you do. So, but if I get on your bad side, then fuck.
She don't stop.
Don't do that.
Shit.
Yeah.
Just don't
I'm
do
gonna
that.
need you to hand that over.
No,
As head camp counselor, I need that.
I worked really hard on it.
You've got
That's
a
all right.
weapon.
I just want to, like, display it on my mantle.
What,
No,
harm yourself?
When
Yeah,
we
well,
leave
I'm-
when we leave camp, I will give you guys your voodoo.
Well, camp's almost over, too. We're almost done with
Isn't
camp.
it
We only
crazy?
got 3 weeks of camp left.
It felt like so long. It felt like short time. It's not fair. That means we have to make these last 3 weeks epic.
Yeah, because then we got to go back to school.
Hey, you know what didn't feel like a
Sucks.
short time?
What?
Fucking sleepaway camp.
Oh, Sleepaway Camp. If you don't know about this already, guys, we are talking Sleepaway Camp, children. And that viewing party was nuts. You had to cover your eyes, children, at one point because we saw a penis. But before then, I'm just gonna go around the campfire and I'm just gonna ask you guys your initial reactions about this this movie. In 1983 that it came out with a budget of $350,000. It made 11 million, guys.
It did very well for itself.
It's 81% in Rotten Tomatoes, but who gives a shit? yeah, initial reactions. Let's start with the camp's favorite creep, Sabrina Ace.
I don't even know where to begin. I mean, you say initial reaction, but my initial reaction jumped. Like, it started out me going, I 100% understand why this is a cult classic. That's amazing. This is great. Holy shit, it's so bad that it's great. And then at the end, it went to, what the fuck did I just watch?
Yeah, yeah, that seems about right.
It's fair.
Seems about right.
Great to what the fuck?
It went from great to what the huh?
Yeah.
You know, for me, it was almost like,
Oh man.
all right, here we go. A lot of overacting.
Oh my god, yes.
And a lot of just like reasons that I don't. It was a free for all in this camp. It was a free for all. And then yeah, then the epic climax, if you will, got me like, bro, what? And then it just ended, and I was just like, I don't know if I want more of this or I'm happy it's over, but brother, like that's all. That's that's all. That's all I was thinking about. Like that was my reaction.
Oh my god.
Tommy, what do you Sleepaway Camp, huh?
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those movies that, like, after you see it, you go, yeah, man, I watched it. And that's probably as far as you get. So there's a lot of people out there that they love this movie. It's a cult classic. The ending scene, wait till you see her. It's iconic, that fucking weird.
What the fuck was that?
Here's the thing.
Growling.
Here's the thing about that film. Okay. I would say, before we really get into detail and just stabby at it, it's actually a good timing movie. It's an hour and a half. It's not too long. When I was watching it, there was one point I was telling you yesterday, Mr. Malave, that I ended up pausing it to go grab a drink, and there was only 20 minutes left, and I was like, oh shit, like I'm almost done with this movie. So I didn't feel that I was I didn't feel bored. The movie kept going. It was wild, but like there was a death every like 10 minutes. We didn't get a really long period where somebody wasn't killed. The only thing is, it's pretty obvious who the killer was. Like, really fucking obvious who the killer was. I think they knew that.
10 minutes in.
But I think they knew. Well, Mel, Mel was getting down. He wanted to get down and dirty with Meg. Okay, and we'll talk about that in a second.
I have so much to say about
Damn it, Meg.
But my thing, damn it, Meg. But my thing is,
shut up, Meg.
It was so obvious who the killer was. And I guarantee while they were writing this, they were like, this is way too obvious who the killer is. Like, it's not even like a surprise. It's not Friday the 13th where, oh my God, it's the mother. Like, in the like second kill, you're like, it's Angela. So, so one of the writers went, I have an idea.
Mangela.
You ready for this one? Of course. Remember the first death that we did with the father and the daughter? Yeah. What if it wasn't the daughter and it was the son? But then what's Angela? Hold on. She looked like a man, so let's make her a man. And you're like, fucking genius. And here's the thing.
Make her growl at the end.
We sit there and we make fun of it and we say it's crazy and it's disgusting. It's all this blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing. That is so iconic.
Can we talk about that first death with the family, though?
Yeah.
Because
please.
In the beginning,
wild death.
I saw boat coming through, and when you see the thrashing in the water, I'm thinking, oh, the daughter lived.
Yeah. Same.
But I could have swore the boat hit the daughter.
So
because the way it shows going, I see the back of the kid's head, and it looks like, the little boy's haircut.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, okay, so the boy's alive, girl's dead. And when you see Angela, I'm thinking, wait, so it was the little girl that lived. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the dad died too. Dad got bad too.
Yeah,
they showed you.
That's a rough death.
But like at first you're like, okay, maybe the kid survived. That was weird. And then
I thought I was tripping.
Then you're like, okay, now it's a boy, but the girl survived now. Okay, now I am bugging. Like I felt the same way, but I think that was the intention.
Yeah.
But like still, But yeah, that first death was kind of weird, and it almost kind of like just
Yo, I
like
thought it was funny.
I thought I chuckled a little. It's weird.
It's a
and
good
I
way
just
to
covered
start.
my mouth and went, oh.
It's a good way to start, like, you know, because you're watching this, it's just a little family out there in the boat having a good, oh, he pushed him in the water. Oh, you guys are so silly. And then just, boom, hit with a speedboat. You're like,
when you see
what?
his body float by and his
Oh
legs are
my
so close
God.
together, like he had just been swimming, and they're like, now act dead. And he's like, okay,
okay,
Jesus
I got it.
crossed.
Float.
It's like there was nobody on the set to direct them to be like, hey, dead body, just, you know, dead man's float. Don't like actually float on your stomach. Just do the dead man's float. And I feel like there was nobody on scene to offer opinion on directing for the acting at
absolutely
all
not.
for the rest
I
of
don't
the
think-
movie. So that seems set it
I
up
don't think they needed a
perfectly what I
director for this
needed.
movie. There should have never been a director for this movie. It's just
I think
somebody
there was
behind a
just
camera.
director of photography.
Who
Camera
was
one,
the actual
camera two.
director?
So the director was
Robert Hiltzik?
Robert
Yep.
Hiltzik. Good for him.
Yeah.
And all he
300
did was the Sleepaway Camp movies?
Let's see.
Good for
What did
him.
he do?
Good for him,
Sleepaway
man.
Camp 1, 2, 3.
Fucking
and
somebody gave that
Return
man
to Sleep-
$350,000 and he made $11 million out of it. Good for that
And you
man.
know, he
Lit-
needs to do it again. Maybe not with Sleepaway Camp, but give me
So-
another movie, Robert. Like,
So there's
Holy
Sleepaway
shit.
Camp in 2008, and there's a Sleepaway Camp in 2012.
Not
It's,
watching those.
Yeah.
Not
There's
doing it.
Sleepaway Camp 1, 2, 3.
Was it 7 of them?
4,
4,
5.
5.
No. So it's weird because there's 3, and then Return to Sleepaway Camp is 2008, and then Sleepaway Camp 4, is in 2012. I don't really get that, but whatever. I'm not watching any of those.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good with this one.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, then they we fast forward eight years later after that beautiful speedboat to the face, and then they're going to Sleepaway Camp. Touche. And they arrive at Sleepaway Camp, and in all their 80s lore, you get a lot of.
Well,
short
who's they?
shorts.
Who's they? Keep saying they.
These. No, you get Angela.
Everyone.
Yeah,
Everyone
Angela.
at Camp Arawak.
Yeah, you get Angela, and
her
you
cousin.
and her cousin. Yes.
Ricky.
You get
Ricky.
Ricky Bobby.
You get Ricky, and Ricky is just always getting into some shit, you know. But
Ricky
he's
is
independent.
badass.
Ricky's the fucking coolest.
Yeah,
okay?
Ricky's cool,
Is-
man.
is-
He's got a
delivered one of
Yankee
the
shirt
best
on,
fucking lines
man.
I've
Yankee
ever heard.
cap on.
Yeah.
Ricky's a good guy, man. Looking out for his cousin.
I love that.
He's got
I
some
love that.
one-liners that fucking hit.
He reminds me of a typical 80s fucking character in a movie. You know, he's like Stand By Me, the Goonies.
Yeah.
You know, he reminds me of that kind of a character where they're dropping F-bombs left and right, you know. Saying, well, fuck you too, man. He's athletic, okay? Again, he's an intelligent kid, especially when they were playing the Capture the Flag. He had a plan and all this stuff. Ricky's a good character, and he's also the red herring of the movie.
He's the
Barely.
misdirection. The misdirection.
There's
There
no
should have been two
misdirection.
misdirections.
There's no misdirection
No,
There
because
should
you're
have
like,
been
it's
two
not him.
misdirections, and there was no misdirection.
Yeah, it's not him.
No, there was
it's not
just,
Ricky.
the red heron was the penis. Anyway, so
That was the twist.
yeah, we
I
get
think that was
Ricky.
the Red Rocket.
That was the twist. Yeah. So you get Ricky and you get Angela. They're going to camp. And the mom, let's just say, how much coke was she on? Because like
That's
Oh,
just
no, she was
overacting.
on,
crazy
like-
bitch.
She was on like a Vicodin or something.
That was just
crazy.
overacting. She thought she was
That
in
was
some Les
so much
Miserables
overacting.
shit. That for some reason somebody told her, like, hey, if you nail this, you are gonna be like Academy Award fucking nominee. And she was just like, you know, I got your medical records because your mother. Wait, let me think about that for a second. Pause.
Dude, when she
camera,
says,
camera,
"What did I
camera.
forget?" and she has the
Oh,
string
I-
tied around her
I have
finger,
it
and
on
she
my
goes, "I have
finger.
a string around my finger, so I wouldn't forget. See, isn't that lovely?" And she's just twisting her hand back and forth, and I'm like, I could pause this right now and just go put that on a loop for like 10 hours.
She fucking
of her
nailed
just
it.
going like this for no reason.
She nailed it. Okay, she had
Fucking nuts.
one job, and she nailed that job.
Oh.
She was so. You want to talk about overacting? Trying
Ooh,
too
boy.
hard not knowing your lines, because I'm pretty sure half of those, she was just stuck. Hence why she paused every fucking second. They're sitting there holding a cue card up, being
I
like,
have a theory that
don't
every
worry.
single person had a different version of the script.
Yeah. And no one knew about the penis.
No.
not even
Mangela.
Not even
Not
fucking
even
Felicia
Mangela.
Rose. She was like, and I have a what? Penis.
Wait, and I have to growl?
No, they don't even say it. It's literally just her standing there growling and hissing like a weird lizard. And then she doesn't know till she sees the movie and she goes, What is that?
Did you just
What did you
add
put
that?
on
Well,
me?"
she never
That's
shows
not
back
even
up in the
me.
movies. She never comes back.
Yeah.
So she was like, I'm good. But Bruce Springsteen's
Yeah.
sister, she took over the role.
Crazy.
That's nuts.
Mm.
Wild.
Of Mangela.
Mangela.
Yeah.
Angela.
All right, so we're at camp, right? After the mom overacts and gives them medical records. And then at first you're like, ooh, and don't worry, they're not going to ask you where you got them because I took care of it.
Or will they?
Well, she was like, make sure not to tell anyone that your mother is also the doctor that made them. And it's like, who cares?
And I'm like, who cares about medical records?
I literally just went, this bitch
Physicals.
is insane. Anything she says, I'm just going to take it as she's insane.
Well, she
I'm gonna take
couldn't.
it that she's
She couldn't
she's
take her
morning
to the
drinking.
doctor
Well, I know
Right.
that now.
because then
but,
the
like,
medical records would
for
have
me,
stated.
I didn't give a fuck.
again, yeah.
That's
I know
a
that
man.
now.
I know that now.
Right. So that
Going
part,
into it,
right,
I was
that part
like,
makes sense. That
oh,
does
by
make
the end
sense.
of it, everything.
Yeah,
makes
at
sense.
the end.
Ooh, I don't know if
well,
everything
not
makes sense.
Not everything.
No, everything to me made sense at the end.
Wow.
I mean, even the flashback with the whole. Anyway, we'll get there.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
get
that
there.
made sense.
I disagree.
I mean, I'm
But,
interested in hearing when we get to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
I mean,
know
they're really
what
smart or
Sabrina was
really
seeing.
stupid, and we're about to find out.
Yeah, I mean, we will. So we're at camp, right?
Yeah, we're at camp.
With
And
pedophiles.
Angela, like at first, Angela's talking and shit, and then out of nowhere, Angela just becomes like a mute, morbid kind of.
I'd say it's opposite.
yeah.
She doesn't talk, and then she talks to Paul.
Well, yeah, she
Yeah.
talks to Paul, but like she was talking to her cousin, obviously Ricky.
Well, yeah,
Um,
but that's
leading into
different.
I feel like Ricky can understand her even when she doesn't talk.
Now, here's
It's the
thing, I have a
eyes
question.
that just stares at people. She's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
weird. You
It was-
fucking
yeah, they were
weirdo.
weird.
Can
It
I
was
tell you
weird
my
stuff.
theory when I saw her eyes? I said, this bitch has telekinesis. She's giving me a real Carrie right now.
Oh,
That'd have been a fucking twist and a half. Fuck the dick.
and then she
Should've been
fucking
twi-
didn't.
She did. She just
She had
stared. She's
nothing.
just staring at motherfuckers.
she had some kind of power.
Listen, I'd want to beat the shit out of her too if she was just staring at me like that for an hour while
She
I'm
literally was
unpacking.
just
I'd just be like,
staring
do you
at-
have a fucking problem?
She was just looking at Judy, just staring at her. It's like, but because she was a man, there was an attraction there.
Oh, yeah.
That's what that, I guess, really was she was like, whoa, she's really pretty.
Yeah, when they said, like, are you a lesbian or something, I was just like, I mean, maybe.
Little
Maybe
do we
that's the
know.
problem. But then, like, you see her with
Wait,
Paul,
you
and you're like,
see
oh,
her-
no,
oh.
never mind. And then at the end, it all fucking made sense.
I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have a fucking problem? That's like a regular reaction in New York City.
That's a regular
Mhm.
reaction anywhere if somebody's staring at you like
Staring
that.
at you like that. Yeah, you can be like,
Yeah.
can I help you?
Non-blinking.
Yeah, she had the good
Yeah,
I
step.
think
no,
she
it was
blinked
just-
all of like 12 times the entire film.
That's true.
She had a good
That's true.
step.
No, she was blinking more when she started talking.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. Yeah, let's get into the next kill, which was the weird pedophile.
Oh, he made me so
and-
uncomfortable.
He got what he
Hey,
deserved.
He definitely did. He definitely. And you know what's funny when they're introducing like everyone, right? You see the creepiness of him already, and just like kind of like staring down kids, and you're like, ugh, you know what I mean?
Artie.
But ugh, you know,
Yeah.
like
Artie,
and
the
it-
fucking pedophile cook.
yeah, you know. And then out of nowhere, it's just like when shit hit the fan. Whose great idea was just like, yeah, let me give him to the cook. They'll straighten him out. They'll help him out. Yeah,
Oh, that
let's
was
get you
Italian
something
camp
to eat.
counselor.
Right.
He was
yeah.
like, hey, we'll find you something that you would love to eat. Hold
She
on,
wasn't
let's go
eating.
ask the chef.
Yeah, she wasn't eating, so
Yeah.
that's Ronny, And Ronny was the one where Ronny was brolic. Fucking monster coming in there, little short shorts and shit. And he's a nice guy, though. He was a nice guy. He was just doing his job.
Ronny was a G.
He was a G. He was trying to help out. And, you know, he goes and hands Angela over to Rapey Cook. And Rapey Cook's like, I got something for you. Like, oh. And I remember watching it and I'm thinking, I'm like, we're not going there right now, right? We're going there. Okay, here we go.
Dude, the minute they had all the kids running off the bus and he was just like, they can never be too young. I was like, oh.
Wait, this guy nasty. But he got what he deserved.
The fucking other cook just laughs at it like it's nothing. And I'm like, do you know about this?
He did.
Yeah, right?
Does everyone know about this?
I think everyone did.
I think Mel knew too. Mel definitely knew.
I think Mel did too, but Mel doesn't give a shit.
Mel's getting run by that hairpiece, okay?
Oh my God. Well, Mel has other problems to deal with.
Yeah, that hairpiece.
Yeah, the herps. Yeah, that shit.
The
herps and the hairpiece.
That shit stays with you. But yeah, bro, like,
so he gets his due though, you know. He tries to pull some shit, that big ass fucking pot with the water.
Wrote, I hope he dies first.
And he does. He does. He did. He definitely ended up there. They never said he actually died, but he definitely.
I hope he dies.
I think he probably died from all those burns. I mean, I do like that scene when he gets fucking the boiling water on him and you see it, like you're seeing it bubble up and shit. Great job with the makeup, you know.
Oh, the SFX.
Great job.
Great.
They did a very good job with that scene, and it's fucking horrifying because you like, but then you're sitting there going, yes, and then you're like, ugh, yes, piece of shit.
Did you notice that the hands on the chair were just like grown ass man's hands?
Oh yeah.
So it's funny. I'm watching it with Itzy, and like she even said, she was like, "So we know it's a man." And I was just like, she was like,
"We know it's a man without knowing
hands."
Oh, that's Ronny. This is definitely Ronny.
Yeah, it's definitely Ron.
That's
Ronny
a big dude.
Knuckles.
That's a big guy. Okay, so
yeah,
you need a little bit of power, and 10, not whatever how old Angela is. I'm 10 years old is not going to be able to yank
Maybe
that.
Like
12 years old.
Right. 12,
you're not yanking that shit off that big boy like that. So it was probably Ronny, and then it was Ron, and he came in there and.
Ronny found out and was doing everyone a fucking favor.
Good for Ron.
Yeah, Ronny,
good for Ron. He's my favorite character.
That was
promoted.
That was street
I love that
justice.
He's my favorite character. He really cared about he cared about his coworkers, cared about the camp itself, cared about the campers, and should have been a movie about him.
Paul,
I want to spin off with him. What's his life like?
Poor Ronny, like none of the camp counselors wanted to, give him some tail. Meg wanted to fuck Mel. It was weird.
Yeah, why didn't you want some piece of Ron at least? Like,
she just wants to run her fingers through that toupee.
Yeah.
You think she was just like, if I have sex with him, it could further her camp career?
Mm-hmm. She could be a lifeguard.
Oh,
let me hold you up there. Right, camp career.
Every summer, she's number one.
Every summer, I have a job because I fuck this old guy.
Every summer, I get to just pick what I do there.
I don't have any consequences other than somebody calling me a pecker.
All I have to do is jerk off Mel and hold his toupee.
Oh, God.
Grip his toupee between my fingers and give him the old Jack Reacher.
The thing where I put my big toe next to the lining of his toupee. Gets him where he needs to be. Anyway.
She's like fucking Ratatouille with her toes in his toupee.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, no.
Wow.
Oh, God. Oh, fucking Mel.
That's rough.
Ronny deserves better.
Going back to that first kill, I love the doctor. When they bring in the doctor to be like, so what's the diagnosis? Or what's the prognosis? And he goes, well, he's got burns all over his body and face. And it's like, trust him. That man's a doctor. He has the power of eyesight.
He does. And a very well doctor, by the way. He did his job. He came in. He answered the question. There's a few, there's a few people in this movie that do some shit.
I want that doctor to come back for every single death and tell me what happened.
Yeah.
There's a arrow through the neck.
What about his eyes? We don't know yet.
Yeah.
He said that they're hurting. He's probably hurting there too. You think? He had boiling fucking water, and it wasn't just like a little bit of water. It was a lot of water.
It was a whole pot that you could fit that whole.
That man could have sat in that pot.
Fit Mangela in there.
Yeah, Angela could have gotten that shit.
You cut him up, he could fit in there.
That man was bubbling like some ooze shit from the Ninja Turtles. Like if he would have transformed into like Bebop or Rocksteady, I would have said that makes perfect sense. Like it was fucking rough. And to the doctor's credit, the fact that he didn't even have to do a diagnosis, he looked and said, "No, this man burnt himself." And you're like, "I'm so glad he's here."
Bitch, use your eyes. The man's burned from head to toe.
But can't you see his face? He's in pain. Do you hear the scream? You're like, is it a 9 or a 10?
Smartest.
It's a 10.
I'm not the smart. Is it a 9 or a 10?
But there's limits. Don't ever tell him it's a 6 because you'll be waiting for at least 2 hours. Everything that when you go to the hospital, and this is for all the campers out there, it's always a 9. Don't go any lower because they're going to be like, oh, you're fine. You'll wait for fucking 7 hours. No, 9, they're taking you and giving you at least Tylenol. You're set.
It's a 9 and getting worse.
It's getting worse, man. He's like, how about his eyes? How's his eyes doing? I think they're hurting. I'm not sure though, but
I'm not. I'm not the smartest man in the world, right? But when they were taking him out, I'm pretty sure on 3rd-degree burns, you're not supposed to cover him up with gauze.
You know what? That don't matter.
Hold on. The gauze thing is what? That was good. But yes, that's true. He is a doctor. But do you remember as they were taking him out? So his hands are like this, right? Because, ow, he's in pain. And what the guy, which I thought was so funny, they're taking him out, and the guy takes his arm, and he just pushes it. Which, that had to be so painful. Look, he's not in cast. He's in gauze. And you're like, all right, sir, we're going to have to move you. He didn't warn him. He didn't just, he just moved his hand, and he's like,
slap that shit.
And you're like, oh, that had to be more painful than the burn of somebody just moving your fucking arm, because it would have been more fun if it would have hit the door. Like, it would have came on just, bop, and you would have been like, ooh, nice.
Sorry. They would have had to wheel him back and try to do some.
The doctor would have been like,
"Burn out the fucking door."
He's probably got a bruise there now. Guys, come on, through the door, through the door.
Jesus to have a bruise.
Have some dignity.
It's a 10 now. It's a 10.
It's about a 9.5.
Let's get this guy to the hospital. I don't think he's doing too well. Screaming to him, sir, you need to calm down, sir. I'm in pain.
How's his eyeballs? I don't know. You should ask me about his arm.
Don't worry about his eyeballs right now. Who cares about his eyeballs? Do you see his finger?
That man don't want to see what he needs.
Hey guys, we have gauze on there, so it's doing its job. We'll take it off later.
We put some Neosporin on that shit. Okay, right now he's doing perfectly fine.
Just wrap him like a mummy. Sir, a doctor, I don't know if that's the proper thing to treat.
Shut the fuck up, I'm a doctor.
God damn it, I'm a doctor.
Mal, shut the fuck up. He's a doctor.
Okay.
All right.
But then here's the fucked up part. So after that happens, right, Mel goes to the black cook and he goes, hey, this isn't a bad thing, right? What do you mean? This is terrible. No, this is a great thing because now you're the guy. And tell your Spanish buddies too. Hey, everybody gets extra money. He got 50 a week. The other kids got 15 a week. Mel is sitting in some money if he's willing to throw $50 extra a week for the cook in 1983.
I don't think I can pay that much a week more.
It means they took whatever they were paying that guy and just gave it to everybody else.
Yeah, no, it's a very smart move. Poorly. Very smart move. Mel made it sound like this guy was like, yeah, I'm making money. It's like, nah, bro, I'm just taking his salary.
We still got dinner. Chop.
You've never seen them eat again.
At all.
Except during the fucking dance. Well, but those are candy bars.
He just ate candy bars and shit.
But it's a clue to Mel.
It's a clue.
When he finds the candy wrapper.
We never see that cook ever again either. Like, just...
That was the end of his movie.
It was done.
Because he's busy making the fucking food. He's got a lot to do now.
Sloppy Joes and shit.
He's not a pedophile, so Mangela doesn't.
Well, he knew about it, so I'd say he's still pretty bad.
Yeah.
Oh, he knew about it. He's terrible, but
Yeah, I mean.
But yeah, he got what he deserved. All right, and can I bring one thing up too? That when I was watching it, it kind of gave me a little smile on my face, and it was Mr. Malave. You remember when you playing playing ball outside. You know, you go to the park, you play baseball, you go to camp or whatever, you play ball, and like the trash talking. Like, it made me sit there and go, yeah, I remember that. Like everything was just like, come on, you little pussy. And then somebody would look and be like, oh, fuck you, you piece of shit. Oh, really? I'm going to come over there and punch you in your throat. I'll hit you upside the fucking head with this bat. And you're watching it going, yeah, I remember doing that in the schoolyard.
Yeah. Yep.
This is why I think Ricky has the best fucking line of all. Because Bill's over there saying, eat shit and die. And he goes, eat shit and live.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
Fucking beautiful.
Good comeback,
I heard
Ricky.
that and I was like, oh my God.
Good comeback, Ricky.
I never knew that was the best comeback ever to that.
And Ricky,
you know how many
Ricky
people
was good.
in my life have said, go eat shit and die? Not many, because people love me. But still, it's just like, eat shit and live. It's just like,
eat shit and die. Eat shit and live. Ooh.
Oh, God
like,
damn.
So he's saying stay.
And then just like, why do you think it's such a great comeback? You ever ate shit? No. But if you did, wouldn't you want to die?
I would want to die. Imagine living.
Eating it and then living.
Imagine living. Like, that is pretty rough. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. Ew.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
I'd
the
say that's pretty
implications
nasty.
behind that burn are just, they're worse than what fucking the cook had to endure.
Yeah, that was a good
Somebody
burn.
call that doctor
It's a
back to
10.
check Bill,
That's a
because that
10.
burn.
Ricky was just ready to throw down every single minute.
He's a
He was just,
badass.
"Come here, bitch."
He's a goonie. I would say that kid's a goonie.
For real. Like, Ricky's the fucking best.
I would
dog.
say for sure. Like, Ricky was one of my favorite characters. I also like the fact that, you know, he was against the dress code too. Ricky was wearing his jeans. He wasn't wearing those short shorts or nothing like that. He was putting on his jeans. He had
He was wearing
sneakers
jean
on.
shorts later,
But they weren't them short shorts, like them, really
they
short.
weren't the
short.
camp shorts.
They weren't
but,
like you wearing camp shorts, like a little bitch. But you know, he had his Yankee shirt on, like a badass, and I like the
when
character.
he came out with the Yankee shirt, I was like, yo.
He was a Yankee fan. Good for him. I'm a big fan of the guy. He's my favorite character besides Ronny. Ronny's still the man, though.
Those guys
Ronny
were
got no
pranking
love.
each other left and right, and it was fucking awesome.
I was waiting for them to throw down.
Boys at summer camp being boys and like throwing water balloon fights on top of the roof and like.
Yeah, first off, who does that?
Like, it's all just fun
like
and
what
games.
is it? Like you lose when you fall down the roof? Like I don't get it.
Like who's on top of a roof throwing water
Listen,
balloons?
it's boys doing stupid shit for fun. That's great.
You're not wrong.
I mean,
I did
but you're
stupid
throwing.
shit.
They're gonna learn some shit.
I
As
didn't-
kids, you
I
just
didn't
do
play
dumb shit
water
and learn
balloons
shit.
on a roof though.
Were you truly living?
Well, you could be on a roof, just not a slanted one.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But like the whole thing is like the boys having a great ass time. Just they might get into some fights or whatever. Boys will be boys in that situation, and like they're really edging into that element of like the boys are having a great time. They're just pranking and having a good old time. Then you go to the girls' fucking cabin. and
They're
it's like,
horrible.
they are ruthless, horrible, absolute fucking bitch
They're
monsters
terrible people.
that are ready to tear each other apart unless you're on Judy's side.
Yeah, they're fucking bitches.
Dude.
That's
They're
what
like
they
the
were.
fucking worst.
Terrible.
And if that's not puberty in a nutshell, I don't know what that is.
Those girls were fucking. You talk about mean girls.
Those
These are the
were
original mean
absolute
girls.
worst. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, that's so unrealistic. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, no, middle school and high school, yeah, that's actually pretty fucking realistic.
Yeah, you
it's
guys
pretty
are
accurate.
fucking assholes. You know what part I did love though? When Meg grabs Angela and shakes her.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Say something, Angela.
And she's
Say
like going
something.
like this, and I'm watching, and I'm like,
Answer me, Angela.
fucking pure cinema right here. Like this shit is nasty.
Again,
That's
fucking
airplane.
Meg
Gore.
overacting.
Meg overacting to a situation that didn't even call for a response.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
Pretty much
I don't
because
know
she
about
asked you
you
to go
guys.
swimming.
let me put you in this scenario. If you're all swimming and you're having a great time swimming and you see somebody not swimming, are you going to go over there and be like, why aren't you fucking swimming?
Yes.
Garbage.
Why aren't you swimming? We are all swimming and having a great time. And not only am I going to go over there, I'm going to shake you with like a death shake.
You violently.
Like I needed the doctor to show back up and be like, she's currently shaking her very violently.
You look at her and
couldn't say
she
that
has,
word, right? Like, this is bad.
Traumatic brain injury from violent shaking.
I mean,
From
why don't you say
profusely
anything?
shaking.
Answer me, Angela.
Answer me. Answer me. You're tearing me apart,
Yeah, guys,
Lisa.
We're fast forwarding, right? Because like, what about like? And then this camp is just getting crazier, right? Because you got some like pedophile shit, and you got some gay stuff happening afterwards, right? In the nighttime when all the guys are like, Now we're talking about the second kill or third kill, I guess. I don't know. And then it's just like all the girls, they're trying to get the girls to skinny dip.
Are you talking
and-
about the water snakes?
Yeah, the water snakes. And then it's just like they try to get the girls to skinny dip, which sure, like a high school guy, like it's just like, yeah, let's go, ladies.
I feel
Let's
like they
skinny
need better
dip. Let's do it.
convincing. Like
Let's
even
do it. And then they're like, not a chance. All right, you're lost. Let's go, boys.
yeah, they
And
weren't really
all
convincing.
The boys just running there naked. I don't know
That
about
was
you,
hilarious to me. You just see a
but-
bunch of man butt.
Got a
jumping
lot
into
of
lake
man
at
butt in
night.
that one.
It's like,
And not one girl.
No.
One girl.
They didn't want to do it. They were like, "This is nasty. You guys are fags."
But then
well, also look at what
yeah,
they were
and
doing to try to convince them. They're just like, "Come on, do it," and they're like, "No," and they're just like, "But it'll be fun."
Scared.
No, you're crude. You're scared, and it's like, if you
All right.
saw those girls bullying each other
yeah,
10 minutes prior, you know none of that shit's gonna work. You got to be
No,
better at convincing.
not at all. No. Oh,
But-
and then what about the crazy overacting of the two kids getting high?
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
I
This
love that
one
they're
guy's
just falling over each
laughing.
other.
It's just like, come on, man. I've got the giggles, but not like that.
Nah.
Nah, man, they were falling.
not how
over
weed works, man.
themselves And each other, just giggling like little dumb bitches, and it was the best to me. I'm like, yeah, that's how I want. If kids are gonna experiment with drugs, do that. None of that's harmful.
I feel like if kids today see that as like a PSA, they'll be like, I don't want to do that shit.
Just
You
all
know?
of Sleepaway Camp is the PSA.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
basically.
Don't go to camp.
Don't go to sleepaway camp, children.
Just don't go to camp. And
Yeah, no, I
You
still
might
would.
get people disguised as counselors. I mean, as girls.
no, we don't talk about that.
Sorry,
mean-
kids. Sorry, I was just.
Here's
That's the
thing.
thing. It
when
was
you-
taboo in the 80s. It's not taboo today.
No. Oh, that's
So, like,
that's a
Right.
good point, yeah.
Again, I feel like if that was the PSA today, I'd still be going to camp. Who gives a fuck?
People might be going to camp to find themselves.
Just
So,
have co-ed bunks anyway. Just keep it down.
just keep it down.
Keep it down.
that
It's
shit
a
down,
10.
man.
There's a 10 in here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I will say the death, the drowning
Mhm.
scene.
Ooh, yeah.
I think the second that, like, Angela pops up, you see that's long hair
Yeah.
right off the bat, and you're like, okay, it's Angela. That's like the moment. Oh, that is
Like,
the
if you
warning.
weren't suspecting her from the very fucking beginning because of her Carrie stare.
If
like-
you weren't expecting her from her almost
got no
getting
warning.
like raped in the freezer, and then the cooks dies, like
Well, because that one, it's still left up between its, it
Yeah,
could
man
be
hands.
Ricky because you see man hands. But then
Right.
after that, you see Angela in the water and you're like, it has to be Angela.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it's one of those weird things where it's just like, yeah, if you weren't expecting her in the very beginning from that one turnaround from the boiling cook scene, I mean, it's either her, classic example of detective skills of something's happening with this one person. This one person's now main suspect number one. Now we have main suspect number two, Ricky. You can eliminate main suspect number one after that second kill.
Right.
Easily. You're like, well, it's
So,
not
like,
Ricky.
But going back to like what you were saying about like being strong, right? How strong do you have to be to hold this kid's head underwater and keep him underwater?
Very strong. It's
I mean,
not
he's
easy
also
to drown
high,
a person.
So like,
I mean, if you're drowning, it doesn't matter how high
Yeah,
you
it doesn't
are.
matter. Yeah, you're
You're
still
still-
gonna.
no,
squirming
but the
and trying
point
to
is,
get
You're
out.
like,
still fighting
he's over
back.
there relaxed already, so it was real easy to push him under. And then as he's struggling under, that's where the strength comes in. That initial push was fucking nothing.
Well, yeah, but then he's gonna keep squirming. so-
Yeah, but
I
you know,
imagine
you-
the water was like
You could do
shallow
something.
enough that she could just stand on him.
yeah, but she has to have balance.
She'd have to be
stand on-
very, very strong to keep him
You
down.
see her concentration, you think she doesn't have fucking balance?
Yeah, but then
guess.
like he's still gonna try to get up. Like
Yeah,
Emphasis on try.
yeah. I think. I mean, all right. Do you think she was naked? You think she was naked?
No.
Yeah, that's part of the kill.
Then
I think she shows her penis before she kills him.
Then you grab that fucking thing, you put that shit right off, fucking get the fuck out of here. You trying to drown me?
That's why I don't think
you trying to drown me? Like, no, I don't care how strong you are. I'll fucking punch you in the fuck. Like, you are not.
Twist his fucking dick off.
Yeah, you go, you twist the shit.
Yeah,
Let me tell you, I don't
dick
care how
twist.
fucking strong you are, how big you are. If somebody grabs your shit and twists that motherfucker while you're trying to drown him, it ain't working. You're stopping. You're letting go. Because you're going, you would have heard that fucking scream. And then the movie would have ended because he would have been like, Angela's got a dick. And then, the doctor would have came in, that's a dick. I got it right here.
He just tosses it on the beach and fucking walks off to his fucking cabin.
And then the credits roll up and you're like,
what happened? And he just goes, boonk.
I'm going to go get high.
That's a fucking ending right there. Credits start rolling and you're like,
I'll get up and start clapping. I swear to God.
Like that. That's great. The doctor's sitting there. That's a dick right there. Yeah.
Doctor goes,
I have confirmed. That is a dick.
I think she was a he.
No.
Great job, Doc.
I think Angela was a Mangela.
Like, he's a TV doctor, and I love that.
And then the cop from the end with the fake mustache sitting there just going like, you don't say,
mustache
sir.
Fucking carried him.
That mustache was
phenomenal.
He
did not.
He did not have a real mustache right off the bat.
He didn't have a real role. The mustache gave him the role.
That mustache was
mustache
fantastic.
Was the one you get in the 50 Cent machine that has the two-way tape on it.
Rough.
Okay.
Like that shit was shiny.
They looked at that and they were like, we need to make sure that you don't sweat at all.
It didn't even connect on the top. Like I looked at it. What am I looking
there
at?
Still bumps over it. Like, they didn't even smooth it out.
Well, yeah, he was probably still growing his own mustache. And they were like, it's not fast enough, and then just slapped it on him.
No, it's just like
no adhesive or nothing. Just slapped it on him.
20 teenagers for this movie, but we need a cop.
We need an adult. We only got one.
Because all the adults here
You're
don't
gonna be
fucking
the
make
cop.
sense.
We can't have it be Mel. Mel's the fucking guy that runs the camp. We need another guy. How old are you, sir? 20? Put a mustache on the fucking guy.
There you go.
Now you're a cop. Put the glasses on this man and have him tell him that he's burning. Now you're a doctor. This is great.
Now you're a doctor.
That's how it works.
Yeah,
there's like 4 adults in this movie.
Give that man
and
a
most of them
Clipboard.
die.
He's the camp counselor.
Give that man a Cheeto. He looks like he's going to be a really good cop in this movie.
Really, really good.
All he does, he walks
What
in
should we
there.
give Mel? Give him a fucking cigar.
Yeah, that's how you could tell he's an adult. Give him a
He's
cigar.
an adult and he's the leader of the whole camp.
Give him a cigar.
Give him a cigar that he's going to chain smoke.
And he also beats the shit out of a child.
Yeah,
I don't want to get too far ahead. Because
I
have some things to say about that.
We got a drowning, all right, and we got a boiling, all right. Then we just we're gonna keep fast forward. I think Meg dies next, right? Meg is the death that comes next.
I think the bees come next.
Oh yes, the bees. Yeah, the bees knees. Yes, so we were talking about it.
So bad.
And what a way to go, huh?
How did she know that would work?
Yeah, right.
There's no indication saying that he is allergic to bees.
Yeah.
At all. There's no preference of him trying to say, no, I can't go in the woods because I'm allergic to bees and whatever.
Yeah, none of that. Yeah.
None of that. She just does it and hope it works, and it worked.
He was
also
destroyed by those bees.
Also, you can kind of there's other ways to get out of a stall. Like you could go underneath, right?
No. Yeah, but you're being stung by a lot of bees. But it's wood. The broomstick is wood. So and he was a pretty big kid. So
shoulder truck that
just
shit.
Shoulder truck the shit out of it.
There was a shower right next to those stalls too, right?
There was.
Yeah.
Jump in there and turn on the water.
Turn on the water, the bees would have got away. I mean, he would have. Well, I don't know because he was stung pretty bad. He would have been in even more pain.
Oh, he would have, but he would have maybe lived.
Well, I don't know. We needed the doctor to show up and to explain it.
I need the doctor to show up again and just.
He was stung by bees.
And then let everyone
he was
know
allergic
that
to
he
bees.
was allergic to bees.
He was allergic to bees. This is more than a 10.
Looks like a bee allergy.
Looks like a bee allergy to me. How can you tell? Yeah, you just know. See the hole?
You know? You just look at it and you know
see that
from
he died?
the way that it is.
You see
can't
that
die
he
from
died.
You can't die from a bee sting unless you're allergic.
Clearly.
Haven't you seen My Girl, Macaulay Culkin?
Come on.
Remember, he got stung by a bee.
I don't think my girl came out at that point.
He knew. He's a doctor. First off, do
He's a
not
doctor.
question doctors. And he would tell you, he'd be like, no, Macaulay Culkin died. Couldn't see because he didn't have his glasses on.
Couldn't see this coming a mile away.
He could have saw it.
That's what
Only at his-
I made myself laugh. That's bad. You just thought about it like, that's not nice. You can't see. He's got his glasses
You
on.
can't see without his glasses.
His dad, bitch.
If only that guy
He
had
ain't seeing no more.
Macaulay Culkin's glasses.
But his eyes
That's
are
when the
closed.
doctor should have shown up and be like, honey, I don't know if you know this. He's dead. It's more than a
He
10.
can't see
He's
nothing no
fucking
more,
gone.
boo.
He ain't seeing no more. And if he is seeing, he ain't seeing very well. Those
the only
fucking
thing he's
bees got
seeing
him.
is his maker.
Darling, he's in
Jesus
heaven.
Christ.
He doesn't need glasses.
Glasses.
It would have been
He's got-
decided. He don't
He
need
doesn't
glasses.
need glasses.
He can't see without his glasses. No, you're right.
Yeah, that bee shit, man. I don't know.
I didn't like that one.
I didn't like it that much either. And
It was a
then,
whack
know what I
death.
was
small little
hoping?
hive too with all those bees. Didn't make sense.
I was
This is
hoping
whack
it would be
death.
like a piano wire situation where you see him sitting on the toilet and his feet are kind of drumming and you hear the
And
pages
it's like-
flipping and then his head just falls off in between his feet.
Yeah,
And I didn't
but
get
then-
that.
I think
Yeah.
also, why wasn't she stung? Because the bees don't just go forward. Like, she's walking with
Oh.
it on a stick, so they're already going.
Tommy, I have an answer for you.
Okay,
They only go to people that are allergic to them.
that's true. Good point.
Ah,
They're not seeking
Macaulay
her out.
Culkin, yeah.
They
That's
go,
true.
that guy's allergic to us. Fucking get him.
You know,
Hey,
yeah, which
that guy.
Like, she had to rip open like the grade.
Mhm.
At, like where she put the bees.
On the
She
side.
was doing that.
And
were
they
just
didn't,
chilling.
for some reason, they didn't attack her because, like Sabrina said, was not allergic.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The bees were like,
all
hold up. No. That guy, though,
That guy right
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
he's taking a shit.
Yeah,
that guy, he seems real vulnerable. Let's get him.
He seems vulnerable. You smell that?
His
You
Let's
smell the
get him,
blood?
boy,
cheeks
dude.
out.
You smell that? He smells like he's allergic
Cheeks
to
out,
us.
stingers out.
Cheeks out.
Know what I mean?
stingers out. That's a t-shirt. Cheeks out, stingers out. What?
You know what's great though? You know what's great about all of this, right? After that one, right? It's almost like, all right, everyone's on high alert. There's a killer out. But
I don't think anybody was on high alert except Mel.
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody
Like,
cared.
But that's what I'm like. It was high alert, but not really because not even the kids cared. Like,
3 people died at camp, and not one person was like, I want to go fucking home. I'm calling mom. I'm calling dad. I'm going, 3 fucking people are dead. There's a killer out here. And Mel is the only one that's just like, it's you, you little shit. And you're thinking like,
Can we talk
dude.
about Mel's reaction to finding Meg?
Well, let's talk about Meg's death first, because
Okay.
Right,
I
yeah.
think her and Judy got it fucking bad.
Oh yeah.
Like, Paul gets it too,
rightfully
but
so, those whores.
They're my favorites.
those were
Judy
fucking...
specifically.
Well, Meg gets a fucking knife to the back, and
Oh, right down the spine.
just right down the spine.
It was
That's where you
very
get the most
psycho.
blood.
It was.
It's very psycho. Yeah, it was. It was
I'm looking
probably
at that going, that is very
a homage.
but I love it.
Yeah, she got it pretty rough. Just
Again, we
Talk
see
about a
grown-ass
backstabbing
men
bitch.
in horror do things like that with a combat knife. But you know how much strength do you need to like stab through, what was it, like the tub or something? What was it? It was just a
Oh,
It
that was
like a
that was like
thin,
all right, yeah.
sheetrock.
like a
But then
thin,
to
almost
just keep
fiberglass
going
fucking-
down.
Yeah,
the
it was
spine.
it was pretty like
You know how
It's like
much
paper thin.
force?
yes, you need a lot of power for that. This bitch
You're
was
breaking,
overpowered.
like, ribs
She's
and
OP.
shit.
She's overpowered.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
the end makes me suggest that she's no longer human.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, that whole stabbing right down the fucking spine.
You
How
know?
did her body stay up so long?
The
That is
knife.
true.
But she took the knife.
I don't know.
She took the knife with her after cleaning it off in the shower.
We need a doctor here.
Like, whoop, in the water, and then walks away. I need the doctor to tell me.
I need a lot of explanations or mansplanations.
The doctor can explain it very well.
Be
like, well, you've noticed here that the knife was into the spine, where the spine then. If you ever see the movie Wolf Creek, you remember when he sticks the spine of the knife and he turns it? Yeah. Well, it's a head on a stick. That's it? Yeah, so he just freezes. That's it. It's more than a 10, so take her to the hospital.
Just fused. just stayed up like that for an hour.
I think longer
than that.
She was there for like more than a day.
Hours.
No, wait, was it a day? No, because that was the end. That was when they were getting to the end.
She was supposed to meet Mel.
Yeah, she was supposed to go meet Mel.
A few hours.
So she was standing for a few hours.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make any sense.
No, the reveal was amazing, right? Because you clearly see her move her hands to like fall over.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
The acting was phenomenal on that one. First,
yeah, you're like, oh no, what is happening?
Someone has to tell her, like, okay,
I did like
listen.
seeing the spine.
Just remember, you know, you got to break your fall. We don't have any mats for you to fall on, so you're just gonna fall. Mel's gonna move, and then
I feel like she missed the cue when Mel came in. Like he walks in, and then they're like, now, and she's like, oh.
And then they're like, we can't do this again. We only had one sheet.
Yeah. You see her looking
at. We only had
the
enough blood for your one kill.
We only have a few.
That's
of those,
the only blood in the movie.
Curtains, like.
But Mel's fucking rings. Reaction to this, it wasn't like, oh my god, Meg. No, he just goes, Meg, I'll get him. Like he's mad at Dennis the Menace or some shit. He's shaking his fist.
I will avenge you.
Yo, the girl who was willing to bang your old ass.
That's right.
To grind your old bones into dust is now dead, and your first reaction is to be like, you.
That's
those
literally
like,
that's what he should have did. He should have been like, Ricky.
Like, I just want to hear one of those whispers in the background of Ricky's bad.
Oh,
like why are we just fucking shaking our fists at a dead body? It's like his reaction is completely like nonplussed.
No, it wasn't like a shock reaction, you know, because he looks.
Clearly it washed away in the shower.
It did. She obviously turned the shower on.
He was still standing.
It's true.
She turned the shower on.
How was she still standing?
Well, we just explained, you know,
frozen
knife
in fear.
Turned a certain way. Remember Wolf Creek? You know, he turns a certain way. This is a knife. Stabs, turns a certain way, and she gets head on a stick. That's all that was.
Boom.
But we needed the doctor there to explain
anything for her to move and fall over.
He literally just saw her.
He showed
her
up.
Fall, stands over her dead body, shakes his fist, and then fucking goes after Ricky.
It was almost like
he
that
goes after him. All right.
Thomas.
Yeah.
It's
like his reaction was just so funny to me. I'm just like, that guy.
I'll get him, Ricky.
That guy right there.
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him, Meg.
I'll get him, Meg. I promise him.
I'm gonna avenge.
He won't be able to get away from me.
I will avenge you.
The Ferris Bueller music in the background.
It's just.
Hi.
I'll get him, Meg.
But then, of course, there's a killer out on the loose, and let's just bring all the kids and let's just put them all in a room, and everyone's just having a social.
That's actually smart.
That was okay. But
that's actually intelligent. That's what you should do.
But you know what was not intelligent? You get to take these kids camping.
That's not intelligent.
Yeah, okay, let's isolate these
I want to go home cold. Bitch.
Yeah, right? Me too.
Yeah, at what point do you go, oh, leave the rest there? Yeah, that sounds fine. I don't want to have to wake them up.
He did pause. He did contemplate waking them up, and then he probably just thought, all right, I'll be right back.
No.
Yeah, no, bad. He's fired.
There's a killer on
you fired.
There's a killer on them.
He'd be fired. I'd fire him.
Oh, but they're just targeting adults and teenagers, not the youngins.
No, can we talk about how that was like a tertiary move for kills? Because like, weren't those the kids that were throwing sand at her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like, they should have been some of the first to go. They were the first to.
Oh, she was planning.
No, they weren't camping. They weren't camping.
She was waiting for them to camp.
Yeah.
It was just weird.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
So
we're going all the way back.
But we're not up to the dick part yet. We got to get to the cop didn't show up yet.
I know. We're almost there.
We are almost there because after Meg gets it, then Judy gets it.
Oh yeah.
And
Buddy.
Judy gets it. Like, that's my
let's-
favorite kill of the movie.
Yep. Because Judy's a whore.
Judy,
right?
bad person. She's bad. She's a mean
And
girl.
She was just. You know what? The kid wasn't scared about getting caught. He was scared about getting herpes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know. And
I
that's
mean,
why
from
he
the very
dipped.
beginning, we're
Yeah.
talking about Judy's character as how she's just portrayed of, what was it? Paul told Ricky, he's like, yo, you got to see Judy, this summer. He goes, oh yeah? And he goes, you'll see what I'm talking
She got some
about.
titties.
And the minute Ricky tries to
Big
talk to
old
her, she's
bitties.
like straight up a dick, where she's just like, I don't have time for your childish games or whatever. And he's just like, whatever, bitch.
Bitch.
Like that line to me
Bitch.
is just like, or he says, excuse me, bitch. And it sounds to me like Link from the old Legend of Zelda cartoon, where he's going, excuse me, princess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
see that.
It's funny. The acting is funny with it. But Judy's character just goes on where, like, you always see her talking to boys.
Yeah.
But the minute one boy talks to Angela, she's like, this fucking whore.
Yo, straight up jealousy. Like, for no
Like,
reason.
She could have any boy at that
No
camp,
reason.
but because there's one boy that she can't have, she wants to go after her. And
Why
that
did
is
she?
exactly
But
what
why,
it's
what she
like.
want? What she can do with Paul? Like,
Yeah. Right.
I mean, you saw what she did with Paul. Mediocrity.
she used Paul to,
That
She was
was
basically
bad,
like,
right?
see, I
Anger.
can have anybody I want.
and you're just like, okay, who cares? Like,
All right, you made out with him. Great.
like that's it. Who cares?
still a
It did
whore.
nothing for you and nothing for Paul.
Yeah, you're a
So,
slut
like,
bag. Actually, it did something for
Great.
both of them. It ended their lives.
I mean, I feel like hers was going to end anyway.
Well, Paul made
Paul's
the
on the
mistake.
other hand.
Paul would have been good.
You know what?
Paul would have been
Paul
safe.
would have been fine until he wasn't.
Paul was
Yeah.
not doing too hot at the end. But let's go to Judy just curling her hair, which you said the iron was
Curling.
not on.
Yeah, you can tell. She's curling her hair, but if the iron was on, you would see like some sort of pattern forming, even if she had to do it a couple times. That piece of hair was straight and fucking frizzy, and you're like, yo, that iron is not on. And the
not
only way you can tell it's on is when she lays it down on the comforter or whatever, and you see a burn mark in it.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, so she's either really shit at curling her hair, or that iron was not on.
Yeah.
Well, that
Either way,
iron went somewhere.
She was. I think
Oh, it
that
went
was a
somewhere
pun.
great.
I think that was a pun for her being hot and bothered. You know?
Oh, she was about to be
Very
real
good.
bothered.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I looked at my boyfriend, who's graciously watching this movie with me, and I went,
Yeah.
there's only one way this could go. That has to go up her twat.
Mhm.
And when he went, really? That's the only way? And I said, absolutely. It's the only fucking
Absolutely.
way. There's no other way. And I got exactly what I wanted this time.
Sure, I like that.
Curling iron to the puss.
But you can't tell, because the way
No.
they framed this shot, you see her head getting covered with the pillow, and then you see her hands go up for the shadow. So it's almost like she's trying to fight someone off, but she's not hitting anything.
Mhm.
And they give us no indication that that's what happened unless you look it up.
Mhm.
And that made me angry, because if you're playing with shadows like that, you could show her legs flipping up in the air. You could show, like, the motion of the curling iron giving a whole
She could have did
1,
that.
2.
Yeah, that's true. You could have seen like the
Well,
whole
we saw
silhouette of
nothing.
it go up and then just legs go
Yeah.
right up, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, but all we
Even
got was
knees. You coulda
hands
got the
and a
knees up.
shadow. Yeah. I love the
coulda got
fact
the knees up.
afterwards, though, that she just pulls the bed out, pushes her, and then pushes the bed
Just
back.
push the bed back.
Easy cleanup, man.
No one's gonna
Yeah,
see
just-
this bitch.
Like, where's
With-
Judy?
with the
She's not in the
curling iron
bunk.
still
I'm
in
like,
the
yes,
puss.
she is.
She's over
Yeah.
there.
You could have even showed me, like, her legs and, like, the cord, like, flipped over it.
Coming out
when
of
she
the
got
legs
thrown
or
on the
something.
floor.
And you're like,
Like,
oh.
You
Oh,
could have
that
been like, oh,
sucks.
damn.
It was the
Yeah.
most fucked up death. But the girls
Well,
got
like,
it
they
bad.
showed the rest.
The girls got
They
it pretty
showed the rest
bad.
of the deaths, except for hers.
Yes.
It's true. I feel like they were just like, you know what? We already have we have Mangela. We already have, like, guys.
We're showing
Skinny
teen. We
dipping
can't
in the
show
pool.
badge.
I feel like we can't even allude that she got a curling iron to the puss.
I feel like we can't.
Let
That's
them
where we
figure
crossed
it
the
out.
line, people. That's where
That's
we crossed
where the line was crossed.
That's
Okay.
the actual moment to have the doctor show up. Because that would have been the perfect
The
moment to be
doctor
like,
would have been like,
what happened here? If you look
Chinese
here.
food?
No, that's not supposed to go up there. No.
Looks like she was trying to curl something else.
Dun, dun,
These kids
dun.
experimenting at summer camp. Crazy.
That would have been great. He would have looked at the camera,
know
broke
what?
the fourth wall. Mm-hmm. You're like,
These teenagers are being more creative every day.
These fucking teens and their new trends.
He said, that's
And
not
everyone
supposed to
just
go up
have
there.
Good old fashioned sex these days.
You kids and
Listen,
your
if you're not going to do
hot
that,
irons.
take a cucumber from the mess hall or something. Don't fucking use a curling iron.
You-
But you know, that does allude to the phrase that anything is a dildo if you're brave enough.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
She said that. What's wrong with these kids? What kind of
Bro,
fucking
at least
camp you
turn it
running
off
over
if
here,
you're gonna
Mel?
Do that.
What kind of camp you running over here? Shoving fucking knives in their back, taking curling irons up the twat. What the fuck are you running here? You're trying to fuck a 16-year-old? You freak.
What's wrong with you, Mel?
You got
You know, from a
fucking
criminology
boiling
standpoint,
water
all of these-
falling on
all of these
cooks.
deaths
This
are
fucking
intimate
kid's
and personal,
allergic to
so they
fucking
had to be done
bees.
by a woman.
Had to be, yeah.
Ooh.
Somebody had to know the body of a woman to know that doesn't go there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you think a guy would be able to do
I
that?
think it would be really funny though if like she would have been like, no, that doesn't go there, and then just fucking
You hear like the sizzle.
that would have been rough because
Like
I think
Korean
that
barbecue.
Or just like some steam coming out of the legs. You know? Give me something.
Literally
Fire crotch.
anything.
Yeah, give me a
Yo.
fire crotch. you know?
Fire crotch.
She'd be dyeing her hair. We know what's up.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
That's rough. Well, she did have a bush because they made it clear when she was making the joke of the puberty thing. She does state,
Oh,
"Well,
yeah.
you don't even got a bush," like shit like that. So
Yeah,
why
it's
didn't
like
we?
you don't even have hair?
Nobody
Well,
made
it's
the
like
joke
early
of
80s.
yeah, but
I'm
nobody
pretty
can
sure
make
it
the
was all
joke like
bushy.
that would have been great, right? You could have had the doctor would have came in and been like, "It smells like burnt hair in here.
Smells like burnt something in here.
Something's burning in here."
Was there a fire?
Was there a fire?
There was a fire in her loins.
Yes, there was a fire, sir. In her crotch.
Law and Order comes up.
Yeah. Dum, 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 dum. Iced tea. Like,
Ugh.
a good episode.
Like you could have given us so much more than that. And it's you don't.
Judy got what she deserved, honestly.
I would say at least two of these characters got what they did. Three of these characters got what they deserved. Mel deserved a good arrow to the neck. He was a fucking creep.
Yeah, which is the next kill. That was
Did she throw it at his neck?
Well, actually, we see Eddie come back and see that the four sleeping campers.
Yeah,
the
he
three-
comes back and sees them.
yeah.
The 3 or 4 sleeping campers.
And then he's
were,
like,
stabbed to death in their fucking what are they called? Sleeping bags.
Sleeping bags.
Like, and you see
Yes,
him
they are
vomit.
sleeping
Like
bags.
that is an actual genuine goddamn reaction to seeing
Sure.
the bodies of children. Thank you.
Sure, that makes
Finally,
sense.
someone has it.
Just like,
Yeah,
stuck in
vomit
fear
wasn't
and
real,
then
but we
puke.
got it,
Yeah.
And then just
It didn't have to be
Help.
real because we know it's a movie, but like that's a reaction versus shaking your fist and going
I will avenge
robot house. Like
Dennis.
it's not a prank, bro. She's dead.
And so we get back to
Yeah,
Mel.
so that's when fucking Mel runs over and beats Ricky like a goddamn ape.
Beats his ass. Like
Yo,
You literally
Bro,
see
that's
his
a
fist
kid.
double fisting.
he
like,
does. He apes him. Like fucking
It was reminiscent of A Christmas Story where Ralphie jumps on top.
very
of him,
nice.
and he's like, "You son
Yes.
of a bitch! You
Very nice.
Fucking chicken, fucking thing." And I'm just like, "Oh my! Is he beating him to a bloody pulp?"
Almost killed
Yeah, I
him.
thought Ricky was dead.
Could have killed him.
I literally,
I straight
thought
up was
that
like,
Ricky
well,
gonna
Ricky's
die.
dead.
Yeah, which would have sucked too. Would have been fucked up. Just kill Ricky like that.
Yeah,
But
of
he
course it would.
kicked the shit out of him. Like that shit is fucked up. But he got what he deserved too, because he got the arrow to the neck. But again,
That was pretty great. When
You
he comes up
s-
and he goes, "You, it can't be you," and then just like,
which
just right through the
again,
Adam's apple. Just
did she throw it?
No,
No, 'cause you
Again,
see-
she has
Then
to
he
her
have-
had
holding the
plenty of
arrow.
time to get out of the way.
but
Yeah.
also she has to be extremely accurate.
She's really good at a lot of things.
I
And
feel like
lot of
she's been
things.
training for this her whole life.
that's what I'm saying.
What has she been doing?
Like when she's in that catatonic state where she's just staring, I imagine she's just like plotting, like, "I'm gonna take you down. I'm gonna use a bow and arrow.
Bow and arrow's going right through you.
Like she's just thinking about everything all the time.
Arrow to the
She
neck.
sees somebody and just
Throwing
imagines how
arrow
she
to the
wants to kill
pussy.
them first.
But like, still, I've shot a bow and arrow before,
Same.
and I was not good at it either. So in order to be
Skill issue.
pretty good with a bow and arrow, especially with that shot, that was through the throat. Okay, right dead smack in the throat. She's been practicing.
Deadass.
And where? We didn't see.
Well, at camp.
She was doing archery.
But
in
most of the
camp?
time, she was just there sitting there.
Listen, she was just observing. She gains her power through observation.
I
Much like the
guess.
doctor.
Well, the doctor would have should say again. We need a doctor to show
Power
up.
of watching.
The doctor's going to come over and just be
Power of
like,
watching.
This man took an arrow to the throat. End scene. I'll bill you later.
Yeah, and the police officer's going, "You sure?" Well,
Yeah.
this is an arrow.
The autopsy will reveal everything
No.
that happened. But
I don't think
yeah.
that's it.
I don't,
autopsy,
I don't think that's what happened.
this man actually took too many sleeping pills, and that's how he died. The arrow came after.
You see here, he was probably at
He
a
took
4.
way too much Viagra.
He started at a 4, and after the arrow hit, probably jumped to a 6. He would have been all right. He could have lived. Actually, I'm pretty sure he's still alive. Wake
So you know
up,
what
Dick.
happened, right?
You see what happened? It was an arrow.
He beat Ricky to a bloody pulp, right?
So he's going to
then
jail.
he was running away because he saw the blood on his hands. He tripped, arrow right in the neck.
Fell right into an arrow.
He fell on it.
It was just an accident.
Backwards.
So why were the arrows pointing up?
It's camp.
You know, I got to be honest with you. I'm a
Listen,
doctor,
at camp, all arrows
not a
point
cop.
due north.
That's for you to decide. Why was the arrow up like that? What's the matter with you?
What do I look like, a fucking cop?
I heard
I'm a
there's
doctor,
I heard
guy.
there's another
Why
dead
don't you
body
ask
over
the
here. I'm
guy
gonna go
with the
check it
big
out.
Mustache. He's a cop.
Well, that's how they should have ended the film too, with the doctor, because when Angela's there, and then that's the main scene, you know, the iconic scene of her. Looks like she was just rubbing Paul's head because she said, "Paul, meet me by the water. We're gonna go skinny
after
dipping."
Paul and Judy have their little fling, if we can even call it that.
They
and
kissed.
Angela sees
Fucking whack
he's
ass
begging
shit.
her for forgiveness this whole time, and she's just like,
All right,
"Fine, meet me at the lake at 9:30 or whatever."
and take off your clothes.
off.
Yeah. Every time she talked to him, she would like turn her back, and I'm like, "Oh, no."
Yeah, Paul's getting it. Paul got it.
Paul's getting it.
Paul got his head
Paul's
fucking.
getting it. He's not getting what he thinks.
He
He's getting
got
it.
fucking.
Was she like eating him?
No, I don't think so.
I think she decapitated him.
Well, she did. She did that.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah,
using
But like,
a knife.
it was so
His head.
dark you couldn't see his body where it was, but you just see his head in her lap.
And she's just like.
And when she got up,
then
she had the head.
Then she
Yeah.
threw the head at them. But this is where the doctor should have showed up, because the doctor should have showed up and would have been like, "That's a decapitation.
Like the doctor should have showed up in one
This
of the
man
boats.
lost his head
This guy has no head.
over a girl.
He's head over heels for
Put
her.
some gloss on it right now.
He's head
I'm pretty
over
sure we can attach it
He's
back.
head over heels for her, and then look up and go, him, and then it shows.
And credits.
Then it shows just.
Doctor going him. It's the doctor going like this in green.
To go-
Like, end credits.
Huh?
He's head over heels for her, and
No, it's just like,
and then
I
you
don't
see
think
like
I've ever seen this.
Ronny
before.
pulls up the fucking flashlight and just you don't see now, but you see him pull a flashlight up, and then he goes, him.
End credits.
She's insane. Wait, Doc. Him?
Him?
Like, I hate that.
I think
reveal.
you mean
I love how
he's
creepy it is
insane.
with her singing and stroking his head, and then you see like they show up and they're just like, "It's Angela," you know, and she's got Paul. It's just like she stands up and turns, and her face immediately goes to like a surprised, almost comical, like, ah,
No,
and
no.
she's
And then-
hissing like a reptile.
Yeah, it's like,
and then as the hissing is happening, we get a flashback.
yeah, we get
Now,
to see it.
Oh my God.
We get to see the flashback.
Because this shit was just so stupid.
Mhm.
You get the aunt, the overacting aunt again.
She's
and
great.
She's just like, well, I always wanted a little girl. And it's just like, your father. And then they showed her father.
Your
with,
father
like, the
left
guy.
when he, but that's water under the bridge. We're past that now.
Get
But
it?
it's like, okay, so their dad Angela's dad
Like,
was
Dad
gay,
was gay.
for Ricky's dad, so like
But
a brother on
Ricky's
brother-in-law
Spanish.
situation.
yeah.
I'd go fucking mad too if I were that doctor.
I'll
Like,
start overacting too.
I'd start overacting and just be like, you know what? Everything's wonderful. It's like let me just go to We Happy Few for a minute and be my fucking
Well-
crazy self, where it's like my husband left for my brother.
Yeah, I would
But-
be day drinking as well.
I'd be on all the stuff.
Yeah.
She's a fucking doctor. She's got clozapam. She's got Vicodin. She's gonna do all that shit. Like, she writes her own prescriptions, and she is having a great fucking time with it. And now she's got everything she wants, despite it fucking up both kids.
But then it's also like all right, that could be a motivation, right? The kid saw her dad kissing other guys, but then like the aunt like was like, you're gonna be a girl now, and then like I get that she was getting made fun of and stuff, but like, when did she start killing? Why did she start killing?
I want to
What
know
is the-
Angela's motivation for it.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't
Exactly
think
what you
she
need.
has one.
And also, where she's getting all this fucking strength from?
I mean, summer camp does that. Look at Jason.
That's true.
Summer camp gives you strength if
Yeah,
you
but
want to kill.
Jason's a grown ass man.
That's later.
But Jason is also
No,
you
it
know,
was as soon as he
he-
started
he-
killing, he was a grown ass man.
But
He's a swollen boy.
But you gotta understand too, is Jason is more of the supernatural.
Right.
Angela's just a dude.
You
Mangela,
say
that's
that, but
Just
the way
Mangela.
she's hissing at the end,
Yeah, she's a snake.
he's a reptile guy.
She's-
He's the real water.
that's a reptile man right there. He's in Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
Angela should show up in a Mortal Kombat game.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
right?
Can you imagine?
Face
The knife.
face agape and all.
She has a knife in one hand and a curling iron in the other.
Oh shit, I'd be scared.
We
fucking trembling.
no more.
Yeah, no, like so, like I just like okay, the reveal was cool, right? It's just there was just that flashback took me out, and then the growling took me out, and then
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, now that we have that, now shit's gonna hit the fan even more, and then it just like freezes, turns green, and then credits.
That's it.
And
Fucking
it's also
masterpiece.
I don't like that ending.
Me neither.
That's
like,
that's
what
an
happened to
$11
the
million
other
ending right there. Think about that for a
For
second.
nine-
If
for
they were trying to just be
1983,
like,
yes.
here's the reveal, be shocked, want more, but like, no, because then afterwards I was just like, I don't care anymore.
Well,
But-
after that, I'm imagining like, okay, so did they take her down?
right,
Did they let him run off into the
Cop came.
woods? Yeah, the cop just stops and goes, "What the heck? I'm not a doctor." Bam, 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 bam.
Bam, bam.
Like, and
Doctor's
then
like
the doctor comes up going,
3 bullets.
Angela's a man. Yeah,
Yeah,
end credits there.
at least have some conclusions.
It's like a Three Stooges fucking commercial.
There was no conclusion.
There was literally like reveal, boom, they ran out of budget.
That's what it was. They ran out of film. They had nothing like we got no more film. Well,
And like the way
all
she
the
gets
money on
up,
the prosthetic penis, like
the way she
prosthetic
gets up
penis.
to
pretty
turn,
much.
and you see like bush and tail, you're like, wait a minute, that was real janky. I'm pretty sure that was claymated.
Yeah.
Like,
It was like
it's
I
just such a
definitely
like,
see it.
"Ugh."
Just
It's very
oh, that's
It was like-
nasty.
it was so.
And then
fake.
just like her jaw is like dropped so far that you're like, that's unnatural. She's not human. And then the hissing and the growling, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
Just weird
like-
So was
when
she a
did-
creature? Because the whole reveal of like, oh,
creature of
you
the
know,
night.
it was a boy raised as a girl, to like
why
now
is
it's
it a
this
creature?
creature. It's like, how did that happen?
That's where the doctor should
Do
have
some
said it.
satanic ritual to
That-
like eventually get rid of her wang. Like,
I think that would have worked actually better with the doctor. Like, it's a man. That is no man. That is a creature of the night.
yeah. And then she like toddles back into the lake and just like,
yeah, like
She
all
full
night.
toddles
naked
back
fashion,
in
just like
the
toddles back
lake.
into the lake, and then it's
Yeah.
just like, we'll never see her again. Boom, Sleepaway Camp 2.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah. Right. Yeah. No, Sleepaway
Like-
Camp 2, Creature of the Black Lagoon. Ooh.
Yeah. Unhappy campers encounter creature. Like how?
Yeah, like, I
Sometimes
never
you
got that.
still
Like,
hear her.
just like, why is she growling? If she's just a man, like if she's just a boy,
That's a man,
Right.
Just
baby.
a boy.
I'm just a girl.
Here's little
But
old
it's
me.
almost like you're just angry now. I feel like
And you feel
should've
bad for
ran up to,
Paul.
like when
You feel
Yeah.
bad for Paul because you're like, well, you kissed a man. You know, that's one. And two,
so already.
I mean,
how
it's one of
scared
those
was he
things
when
like-
that reveal happened?
I thought it was real
enough to lose
sweet
his
at
head.
first, their relationship. I hate you.
It's just like,
I
hey,
hate
what's
it.
that
Thank
poking
you. But like, it's one of those things of diving into their relationship. You see at the beginning where he's talking to her, and like he's just, kind of entertaining her, and she appreciates that.
He's a
'cause
nice
not
guy.
expecting anything out of her.
Good
he seems
kid.
like a nice guy.
Mhm.
But then he's real pushy after like he
Very
kisses her
rapey
for the
vibes.
first time. Just like I'm just like, ew.
He
ew,
went for the
come on.
titties.
Brother,
He
ew.
did.
He did. He
Like-
he was going to second base. This kid was
Yeah.
I'm not
stealing.
doing anything.
And then after
Come
she
on,
says no,
Angela.
stop, and like he's still putting his arm around her, going like, nothing that you don't want, babe, And then he still tries again later, and it's like, bro, come on. You're getting into the real rapey vibes to where, like, I kind of understand why you're gonna die.
Yeah.
It was
Towards the end when
different
he
in
was
the 80s.
apologizing, I'm
It was
like,
different.
okay. That's what I mean. Like, I'm taking it from where it was, 1983. I'm like, okay, he's apologizing, and he seems really sincere. Like, he's really sincere about it. So, like, give him another chance, I guess. But at that point, Mangela already made up his mind. Like, nah, he's gonna go.
She was like, you're going,
Like,
bro.
all right. Sorry, Paul.
Sorry, Polly.
Take off your
Teacher says
pants.
you gotta go, so you gotta go.
The script says you gotta go. Not my script. Not my script.
Yeah, my
Not
script didn't
my
say
script.
that. Your script's over there with your lifeless head.
You should go talk to the doctor about this one.
The only one that I
about to
truly
get
feel
rough
bad
in here.
for, even when I say like Angela, given her situation, the only one I feel bad for really in this whole movie is fucking Ricky
I know.
and
Fucking
Italian.
He didn't
camp
deserve any of this
counselor.
shit. Yeah, and Ronnie.
Ronnie, yeah.
Ronnie did a great
I feel
job.
bad for
He-
Ronnie and Ricky.
Ronnie
Those
and
two
Ricky.
were put through hell.
They are
Ricky-
Ronnie was
literally,
just trying
that
to
is a
keep
new
everybody-
addition right there. Ronnie
Yeah.
and Ricky.
Like,
I
show me a
wanna see
buddy
their
team up with
stories.
those two.
I would love to see
Taking
their
on the
stories.
creature.
The
I feel
Ronnie
real
Ricky
bad.
show rose right off the tongue.
Just back into the water.
Ronnie and
Crab people. Crab people.
Ricky looks like crab. Acts
It's like people. Like, oh, that's where South Park got it from. Got it.
And it would all be justified.
Yeah, you can accept that. You would be like, yeah, no, that adds up.
Yeah.
Checks out.
So to finish up real quick, Sabrina, you said everything made sense. Throughout this entire episode, you've agreed that it does not make sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense at the end. Minus
But
the
it doesn't though.
it does.
Doesn't.
All of
But
the
it-
weird
But it doesn't.
all of the weird antics. I guess not everything, but I'll say everything with Angela makes sense. Besides the motive to kill.
But didn't you say that you think she's a creature of the night?
She is.
But she's human.
Sure.
I think you're just as confused as Mangela is.
And the doctor.
Maybe the doctor, definitely not as confused as Mangela. I will say this though.
No, she
There
gets
was
it.
a connection to one of my favorite movies, The Room. That the way the
Great
scene
movie.
played out, it was so fucking funny. I had to pause it and rewind it and watch it twice. And that's when Paul and Angela are sitting on the bench and Judy comes into frame. She literally comes into frame and just goes, "Oh, look, the two lovebirds."
Mhm.
And Paul just goes, "Get out of here." And she goes, "Sorry," and just turns and leaves. She
Oh, hi,
was on
Mark.
screen in that scene for like 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
She comes in, sorry, leaves. It felt very much like the shop scene in
Mhm.
The Room where he's saying like, "Oh, hello, doggy, bye."
Oh, hi, doggy. You're my favorite customer. You're my favorite
Like,
customer.
it just the pacing of that made me laugh so fucking hard I could not stop.
It's
Yeah,
on
everything
par
makes-
with it. It's on par
Yeah.
with The Room. Room's
is.
a better movie, but, you know,
Well, hands down, better movie. But
both
yeah,
iconic deaths, too.
After it's revealed that Angela's a man, I'm like, oh yeah, that all makes sense now. Got it. The movie doesn't make sense, but Mangela makes sense.
I just
feel
Mangela
again
doesn't make sense. Like the
they
only
just
thing that
knew.
made sense, sure, she had a penis, but
No,
like,
because
why was
she's
she
not.
growling?
She's not scared. I don't know that. It makes sense throughout
How
the
she
whole
gets
movie
so
of her being
powerful?
uncomfortable or shy, because it's like, oh, because you've got this big ass secret that you're afraid someone might find out just by
That's
talking
why
to
you're
you.
not showering. That's why
Yeah,
you're not
that's
going
why
in
you
the
don't
water.
shower.
Yeah, that
fine.
makes sense with the
Yeah.
showering by yourself thing. That's fine.
It makes sense of the bullying and like why she just sits there and fucking takes it, because like
She's
if you're
planning.
wrestling with somebody, you're gonna feel some shit if you're that close.
She's going, is that dick?
Like imagine a
dick.
dude wrestling with
What
a
is
chick.
bulging down your pants?
Yeah, imagine a dude wrestling with a chick. Like if Judy and Angela went at it, he's, 12, 13-year-old boy. He's gonna pop one. He's gonna know.
Sure. When she shook her, I'm
Like-
surprised she didn't have a fucking.
Yeah, I mean when Meg shook him, probably.
Yeah, she was like, ooh.
That's why he had to get up.
Not
real
a
fast.
dick.
He's like, I gotta go.
What is that? Was that a penis?
Let me get in the water real quick.
That a fucking
Or like
dick?
that's exactly why she's afraid to like go swimming. Yeah, she had that incident with her family, but also like those fucking short shorts she's wearing.
She did get
Once
thrown
those
in the
shorts-
water,
A
though.
little
They did
ball
throw her in the
short
water.
come out of one of those?
Yeah, once those shorts cling to you, you're seeing the outline of everything.
Oh, man. That's
I mean,
nasty.
did you see Ronnie? Did you see him?
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I don't want to
saw
talk
Ronnie.
about that, but there was that moment when at the mesh hall when he goes to go tell her, like, all right, I'll take you to the chef. Dude, Ronnie. Guy.
Dude, no. I need you guys to know that 80s
Like, come on.
style with the fucking crop tops or short shorts with the high socks.
Bro.
like,
What's up with that?
Bring that back.
Like, no.
Bring
I
that
will
shit
not be
back.
wearing a
Not
crop top.
happening.
You don't have to. But I'm just saying, the men that want to, bring that shit back.
No.
No,
Let it
'cause
ride.
It's gonna be
No, because that's what it's going to
Yeah.
look like.
Let it ride.
Nah,
not good.
nah, we're not doing
I
that.
looked at Ronnie and I just went, that guy.
Ronnie's a good guy. I
That
liked
fucking
Ronnie.
guy.
That guy deserves a raise, first off.
That guy deserves everything.
well.
Deserves
Now
the
he's
camp.
gonna be the head of the camp. You know,
Technically,
Now that
yeah.
I don't
He's
think he
gone.
will be. I don't think he will be.
I think he's going to go into his psych ward. So that
I
is
think
poor
he's going to go
Ronnie.
back to Miami and lift and never
some
go back
lifting.
to camp.
just some
He's
drugs.
going to lift his woes away. He's gonna make those pecs really look like tits.
Sure.
so he's just gonna like pour his emotions into his sets. I get it.
I
Yeah.
feel you. Sometimes you got to.
Every time he thinks about it, 30 reps.
Makes sense.
This man's going to get so fucking swole.
He's gonna get jacked. I'm gonna make sure this never happens to me again.
But make
Nothing
sure
happened to him.
campers need my help. I will be
Literally zero happened to that man. He was
Yeah.
Like nothing.
perfectly fine.
He was just he's just observing.
He was just
everybody.
doing his
And
job. He didn't, he's just
Every
there.
time there was a kill, he was like, "Oh man, this sucks."
So he
It's like
did.
you're right, Ronnie. It does suck.
I'm gonna go
All those
bench
roids,
all
dampen
those
in your brain.
roids.
all those roids are dampening your receptors to emotion.
dude.
No, you know what it is?
It's
Not
fucking-
enough blood is circulating through his body because those shorts are tight.
They were very
Yeah,
tight.
they are.
They were not. They were. We saw junk before we saw junk, and it
Shit,
wasn't
they
fair.
are.
Like this was not
They
cool.
showed peen on scene before there was peen.
Pretty much. That's why you need the
Gotta be
doctors.
honest.
That's
Yeah.
why my favorite character is a doctor. Again, he just
Because he's fucking great.
nails everything.
My favorite character is Mel's hairpiece. Really carried the whole movie.
My, my
Never let
favorite
anyone
character-
down.
Stuck around very long, so that's true.
That's
Oh.
what it was.
God damn it.
All right. Well, I got to throw some water on this fire, and we have to, get to sleep because we don't want any creatures of the night coming with big penises and heads. So then we
Screaming
got to
at
call a
us.
doctor.
It's a 10.
There's no landline. There's
I
no
do gotta
service
go
out
visit
here.
the doctor.
So, final reactions and key takeaways from Sleepaway Camp. I'm gonna start with the person who loves doctors the most. I'm gonna go with Tommy.
I'm giving it a
Tommy
10.
James.
Get sick because again, if you go lower, then you're gonna be waiting for too long. I'm trying to get this pain over with. I'm giving it a 10. It's great acting in it. Again, it is an iconic movie. I understand that it's iconic. I can accept that it's iconic and that it's a cult classic. Again, it made $11 million, so it did its job. But am I going to go watch it later? No. Am I going to watch it in the rest of this year? No. It's a movie. 10.
Okay.
Fucking 10.
All right.
Pain of 10. Wait till you see
All
her.
right.
Whoa.
Camp's favorite creep.
You know, I'm gonna give it a 7. 7. Just
7.
they didn't show me the kills that I wanted. They showed me the ones that they thought were necessary, but I think all kills are necessary. If they showed me all the kills, I would rate it a fucking 10. This was a disaster and it was beautiful. Key takeaway, just, the fake mustache and the hairpiece really carried it for me. Those will live in infamy in my brain. When they gave me a zoom in of that cop and you saw that fake mustache, you're like, yeah, that's the fucking main character right there.
Fucking nailed
You
it.
see
Yeah.
Mel's hairpiece stick on him the entire fucking time from start to finish, and you're like, yeah, that carried him. That carried that character. It is a personality trait. It is not a choice.
Agreed.
Doing that.
Well
Sucky
said.
ending.
Well said. Well said. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, Sleepaway Camp was something. All right. It's almost like Sleepaway Camp in a way, you know? You go there, there's a lot of children. They're trying to find themselves. There's a lot of horny teenagers that are being sluts, and hopefully not any more pedophiles, because that was just weird. But all in all, this movie was something. I didn't want my hour and a half back because I'm kind of grateful I've seen this movie. But I still have questions that I don't really want the answers to. Got to be honest with you, because then I have to endure some more growling and prosthetic penises. But overall, Sleepaway Camp, I give it a good old fashioned 6. I give it a 6. Not enough blood for me. The kills were a little questionable. My favorite gore-wise was the boiling water. But my favorite creative kill was the hair curler to the puss.
Sure.
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm Mr. Malave, and I will see you next camp story. So here you go. Is that a penis?